Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of CookieCast. Today on CookieCast, it's the Straight to the Apex podcast, our Formula One podcast. The boys are here, talking previous race, and the race to come. All the news, everything you could possibly want from a Formula One podcast in one tight package. I know James loves it when I throw out the old tight package opening. That sounded wrong somehow. Anyway, before we start, please do consider click the like button, subscribe if you already haven't, share the podcast around, that's a real big one. If you've got a Formula One fan in your life, send this podcast their way. I know for a fact they will love it. Leave a review, that also helps. Leave a review. There's various places you can leave a review, so do that one as well if you are so inclined. Right, anyway, enough from me. Let's hear from these guys. Here we go. This is CookieCast, straight to the apex.
Hello, welcome to Straight to the Apex F1 podcast. This is episode 17, and I am joined, my name's Tony, obviously T-Dog. I'm joined by Mark Wilkin.
Hello.
And James Stainforth.
Hey, mate, why do you always start, when you're leading, why do you always start it off like fucking William Shatner?
Why? What? Just like, I don't understand.
Hello. And welcome.
Trying to build up the.
Yeah.
It's like Ace Ventura. It's like, Captain's log started 29.2 to the nearest decimal point.
Try.
Leave. Travel back
Hey.
in time.
James, this is his style. He leads. He can talk like William Shatner if he wants. Just
He's got
leave him
better
be.
style.
Well,
He's got style. He's bougie. He's got some questionable taste in footwear, but
Yeah.
he doesn't do too bad otherwise.
let's leave it there. Italia. Monza. What was your thoughts straight off the bat?
It's like the homeland was calling to me, you know, the biggest Ferrari fan that I am. Don't know what's on my head. Quali was a bit dull. The race was interesting without it being too good.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Fans were brilliant. I thought the podium is up there. Oh, he's
up there.
unzipping. He's unzipping. What's he revealing? Is it? It's not Ferrari top.
Oh my God, he's got his nipples pierced.
Yeah. What did you guys think? Same.
Just typical Monza, really. James, what do you think?
I agree. Quali was. I think if anything, it just gave us some talking points. Nothing major, anything else like that. Some interesting little bits and bobs happening there, but I think we've got some conversations to have.
Yes.
Absolutely. And let's,
Freaking
instead of
lovely.
hitting the news, I think we
Oh.
should maybe just get straight into it, because I think things that we're going to talk about in the news could lead into, well, come from the race and discussions and whatnot. Has anybody got anything to say news-wise before we get stuck into the weekend?
All I was gonna say was, are you gonna do your practice review? Is that why? You know, you do it because that would lead up into some news that we heard this weekend. If you do your usual P1, P2, P3.
Well, you say that, Mark. We can go into it right now. P1, P2, P3, it showed that we have a new driver for Mercedes-Benz Racing, and that is Kimi Antonelli. However, he did crash George Russell's car on this second lap, but it was going very quickly. What are your thoughts?
I mean, I could drive quickly and crash. That's Toto's defense of him was, well, he was pushing. He was going too quickly. Yeah, I could do that. Simple.
I'd put it down to pressure as well.
Yeah.
Not pressure, but first time nerves kind of thing. It's like, oh shit, I'm driving an F1 car.
Yeah. I don't think we can read too much into it, being brutally honest. I think he looked quick for the lap before. He looked quick on said lap. He just lost the car. He's not the first person to lose the car at Monza. We had quite a few people dip the tyres into the gravel. But they finally announced it, the worst kept secret in Formula One since Lewis Hamilton decided he was moving on. Did you see some of Toto's comments?
Yeah, I don't believe him.
No, neither
Oh
do
yeah, we signed him up 5 minutes after Lewis said he was leaving. Bullshit.
No. You went for Max. Max can't get out of his contract, so you've done what? The next best thing because you think this kid is the next Max.
Yeah,
I mean, I hope not.
But
pretty much.
interesting to hear that when Max was a junior, Mercedes could have signed him, but they couldn't guarantee him a seat, which is why Max signed for Red Bull. Obviously, having two teams in Formula One. And so Toto and Max have got a bit of history, which I didn't know at all.
I don't know.
But yeah, let's be honest. I think Antonelli is second choice, don't you? He's 5 minutes after Lewis said he was off to Ferrari. Not a chance, mate.
I agree.
I read that and I just thought, mate, you just sound like a disgruntled ex. And when I say disgruntled ex, I mean from primary school kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, he dumped me, but then I got a new girlfriend, and she's called Alice, and she's really, really nice. Nah.
Yeah. And I knew she was the one 5 minutes after Donna dumped me. Yeah, of course you did, mate. Yeah, no, shut up.
It was weird seeing George Russell stood next to him. Like, mate, you've only been in F1. It feels like George Russell's been in F1 5 minutes.
Do you reckon it's... I can't believe we're going to do this. It's going to be another Star Wars reference here. So this wasn't planned.
5 minutes in already.
I'm just seeing that last scene in Star Wars. Oh shit! I forgot what it's called. Oh my god, Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
You know, Lewis Hamilton's Qui-Gon. He's just died, and then you've got Obi-Wan stood next to Anakin as a little Padawan. Do you think George Russell stood there thinking, "I'm Obi-Wan Kenobi here"?
Saw some of his casual clothes that he wore during the Italian weekend, and he had a denim shirt on, unbuttoned pretty much to his belly button. That was too much of George Russell I wanted to see.
Is that the same one that Britney Spears wore?
Eh?
Is that the same one Britney Spears wore?
Probably. I think he's slightly worried.
Yeah.
Because if a rookie outscores him and outqualifies him and outdrives him, where does that leave George Russell?
In the shitter.
Oh God, mind, it doesn't even fathom thinking of.
Because also, Lewis made an interesting comment after quali. Maybe it's time to get me out the car. He said something like, maybe it's time I got out the car and let the young guns go because maybe I just can't do it anymore.
Interesting.
Has someone at Mercedes said to him, because he wanted a 2-year deal, they wouldn't give him it. Someone made a comment at Mercedes, well, you're old now, Lewis, you ain't going to be able to do it. And it's all starting to come out a little bit. Bit bitter.
Maybe not bitter, maybe just having a dig.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. Better way to put it.
Time will tell about this Kimi guy. And It's yeah, he's a young driver. He crashed on the second lap.
He's probably
What-
going to have more practices into this year, don't you think? Now he's been announced, they'll probably drop him in Lewis's car every other weekend or 2 or 3 more this year.
The thing that annoyed me is, and I think we're gonna touch on this anyway about Vowles saying that Mercedes already had a plan with Kimi, so therefore there was no plan to put him into the Williams car. I just feel like the comments after, they're really babying him, and I know he is a baby, but I've said it before, this is F1, the pinnacle of racing. Is it a bit too early for this guy, or is he really special? I don't know. It's going to take him at least a year or two before we can actually get to know him.
You watch, this time next year, we'll all be sitting here with like Kimi Antonelli hats and t-shirts and everything going, it's the shit!
How dare you? I'm a Ferrari fan.
I mean, he fits. I mean, he's like he looks like a young Senna, doesn't he? The long hair.
Looks like Senna, but he shares the same name as Kimi Räikkönen. I call him Kimi at the moment because it's just...
That's not bad. That's
no.
That's not bad.
And he had about as many answers as Kimi Räikkönen does to questions. It was all like one-word answers, wasn't it? He was like a bit of a deer in headlights. But yeah, you're right. We might be sat here next year saying, what a guy. I mean, he might eclipse Max. Apparently his karting career has been good. He skipped F2 or F3. He skipped one of them. They promoted him quickly. I mean, it's a lot of pressure to go into a team that is one of the top teams and should be fighting. Yeah. And then equally, you've got the rule changes. So he's going to have to learn this car and then quickly learn the new car for 2026. Who knows?
Can I just say as well, thinking about it now, going on about disgruntled exes and stuff like that. So obviously it was Monza, the home of Ferrari. So obviously everyone's making a big deal anyway. But then Mercedes make their announcement there, knowing that everyone's going to be going on about Lewis driving at his what's going to be his home ground from next year. And then Mercedes just like, oh, we've got this guy. Just trying to like piss on his bonfire kind of thing.
I mean, he is Italian, isn't he? So I kind of looked at it that way. But you've got a point. You have got a point. It's almost like Lewis is going to be absolutely adored next year with the Tifosi, and Merck have just casually gone, oh yeah, Lewis who? This is our new kid, he's Italian.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's the case, I really hope that next year at Monza, fucking Lewis turns around and goes, Kimi who?
Yeah. Definitely adds another chapter, another storyline. But yeah, that's all I've got for practice. Anything else? No.
Safety car crash.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it, yeah.
Yeah.
Bringing out an additional safety car.
Why was he pushing so fast? Did he mean to crash it?
Was driving it?
It's what?
No.
Sorry, Sergeant.
No.
His Logan Sargent, his first day on his new job. It's like, oh, fuck, I've crashed this one as well.
I mean, I've done it again.
Yes, of Logan strikes again.
Oh, well, there's always a coach bus.
Has anybody seen the new Vanquish?
No.
Oh, it looks fucking awesome.
Does it?
Please go find it. Yeah, I think it was today or yesterday they released it. And Alonso is obviously Spanish, Mediterranean, suited and booted up. Fucking Lance Stroll is in some trainers in a fucking suit jacket, basically. But it's nice.
Oh,
very nice.
824 brake horsepower V12 flagship.
V12, baby.
Oh, hello. That's nice. Oh yeah.
I like the grill. The grill looks insane.
I think the back of it looks.
No, sorry, the
absolute-
bonnet. Sorry, the bonnet. Yeah, the back looks
I think the
like
back looks mean.
a shield type.
Oh yeah.
All
Hell,
the interior.
you got a blue interior on yours by any chance?
No, I'm on Forbes, so mine's got like I want to say like a sand-coloured leather interior.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Very
Forbes. That is a nice looking car.
Mm.
screams to me Bond. Don't know why.
Yeah. It
It's got an air
definitely
of
does.
Bond.
I mean, Lance Stroll should be allowed nowhere near it. But anyway, yeah, that's a so bit odd that the safety car crashed, but
Yeah, and that's about it. That's all I've got. Can we move on to qualifying?
yeah,
Piastri unsafe release straight away in Q1 on Max.
yep,
Didn't hear anything else about that, but again, unsafe as unsafe releases go.
very unsafe. I mean, it didn't even look left.
I think McLaren got a grand fine.
Yeah, I think normally in quali, there's no penalty points. Is the it's a fine for the team.
Yeah, it goes to the team, not the driver.
Yeah.
Carla Pinto.
Gola Pinto.
Pinto, Cola, Pinto, Cola, yeah.
Franco.
Cheers,
Found
Frank.
a bit more about him. And Mark was bang on. It sounds like he's got money. And I've read a story where a company is paying $500,000 a race to have him in the seat.
Yeah, it's Pepsi. Well, it wasn't.
Allegedly.
Yeah, we kind of said this, didn't we?
Sad truth.
Yep.
Money talks.
Money talks.
And supposedly they didn't go with Mick, because he's just good. He's not great. Don't know if anybody heard that.
He's just good, and in little tiny writing underneath, and he doesn't come with money. I mean, let's be honest. Williams need the money after all Logan Sargent's crashes, so you can't really blame him. But I mean, Mick Schumacher, what's the point of being a reserve driver? Because no team thinks you're good enough. You've been jumped ahead for the Merc seat. Williams didn't want you. What is the point?
I agree. He looks silly, doesn't he? I think he knows it. Hence he's racing elsewhere. But will we ever see him again? Don't know. Don't think so.
No.
Judging on what's happened in the recruitment. Carrying on. Hulkenberg, Stroll, Yuki out. Hulkenberg went off, sorry. And that was it. Q2, boring, Alonso out. Q3, again, Ferrari unsafe release on Red Bull. Perez went off in front of Max's hot lap. Don't know if that had something to do with the Max not hitting Paul. To be honest, he was nowhere near it. He then nearly lost it on the Parabolica.
Prestigious corner.
Prestigious corner. Very prestigious track. And yeah, that was it. Lando nailed it. Oscar second, George Russell third, Charles Leclerc fourth, Carlos Sainz fifth, Lewis Hamilton sixth, Max Verstappen seventh, Sergio eighth, Albon ninth, and Nico Hulkenberg 10th.
Where did Max pace go? Because in Q2, Lewis was first.
Yeah.
And he ended up being sixth. Like, what happened to Mercedes? They were fastest in the free practice 3, weren't they, as well? Like, they just absolutely, he looked like, oh, hang on, Merc are going to do this.
Yeah,
and then all of a sudden,
yeah.
I think McLaren and Ferrari were sound bad. But you say that, where the fuck has Ferrari come from?
Well, yeah.
Where did that come from?
And where has Red Bull's pace gone?
Yeah. They're having major problems. And I think in
It's
the
like
paddock,
week.
in the paddock afterwards, I think Max was asked something like, will the engineers get the car going any quicker? And he just avoided, he didn't even answer the question straight. He just went, just said something else. I was like, wow, okay. If he doesn't have faith in his own engineers, then
Well,
not looking good.
Perez made me laugh today because he come out with a comment like, "Oh, Max knows how it feels now because we're driving the same car."
Yeah, he's in the same boat as me now.
Yeah. But 2 interesting facts from the weekend. Adrian Newey is still working at Red Bull. However, they've shipped him out of the main office into an outbuilding, basically into a warehouse by himself, and he's sat at a desk working out his last days at Red Bull. So they are taking no advice from him. They're not talking to him. They're not showing him any drawings. He's literally just probably coming in, making a cup of tea or coffee, and dicking about.
Watching Netflix in the outhouse.
Yeah. The other thing that surprised me, which is very un-Red Bull-y, was that apparently the new floor that's on the Red Bull is half Adrian Newey's design and half the new guy's design with bits bolted onto it. So they've not made a new floor. This other guy's come in and took bits off Adrian's floor and gone, I don't like that. This'll work. I think Max made the comment saying it's like a Frankenstein monster of a floor and it's not working and they need to sort it.
Yeah, and I bet the new guy can't remember what bits was new and what bits weren't as well now, and he's just completely fucked it completely.
So he's gone in there to make a name for himself, hasn't he? Basically,
Yes.
Adrian, and what's happened? Adrian must be sat with his feet on the desk laughing, because I would be.
Yeah, I would.
But
Well,
Horner's been really humble though, which it's nice to see. He's actually saying, you know what, it's a shit show, and yes, we're under pressure, which is good to see considering the other year when Toto was having those kind of issues, and Horner was just like, if it's that bad, change your fucking car. And it's like, you're a fucking dick, but at least he's there now. Helmut Marko's obviously the exact opposite as always, and he's like, I think someone needs to go and look at the wing and the front nose of the McLaren and the Mercedes, because why are they so much faster all of a sudden and we're not? Well, guess what, dickhead?
Yeah.
Yeah, they checked them and came out and went, yeah, there's fuck all wrong with it.
Yeah, Ferrari complained as well with Red Bull. It wasn't a formal complaint, but they both complained. They said, can you check the Merc and the McLaren front wings, please? And they've gone, yeah, they're all right. Why?
yeah, that hit mainstream media today, didn't it? Caught me a bit off guard because it's kind of a nothing story. Don't know why whoa, we think there's something wrong. No, there's nothing wrong. We check them every race.
Yeah.
But
don't you think it's a bit ironic? Because Red Bull have had flexing wing issues pointed at them for years. And also, you say about Horner being humble. Is he just deflecting? Because let's be honest, the reason they're in this pickle is because of him.
It's just a game, isn't it? It's just a big game at the end of the day.
He won't take responsibility. He won't say, hey, I tried to play away. Half my team now hate me and don't want me in there because I've made this girl, this woman at the company, the villain. And now Adrian's left, Jonathan Wheatley's left. I mean, this weekend was the first time Red Bull have had pit stop issues.
But everybody did. And that back right of Max, and he definitely let the camera know when he was slamming his steering wheel like a fucking little kid. Anyway.
It's good to see Max is back to his old ways.
Oh, he's very angry. He's very angry.
I haven't seen any punches thrown yet, which is like proper old school racing when people start punching helmets. That's full on fury. That
if him and Ocon are anywhere near each other in the next couple of races, they're gonna have a tussle again.
All right. And that's about it. I don't have anything more about the anything but the race, really. Do you guys have anything to add?
Not from quali, no.
Oh.
No.
Any news before we enter the race? No.
I've only got two things, but that's probably enough. We'll talk about in the race thing. Not, yeah.
Well, Newey, just before going to the race, the Newey drama continues. Touched on it already. Supposedly, this announcement is going to be made soon, but they've been saying that for weeks. So it looks like Aston Martin now as well. So, but we'll believe that until we see it, because we're not doing that again.
Did you see Martin collared Lawrence Stroll on the grid walk and said, when does Adrian start, Lawrence? And Lawrence just like smacked and he went, I know I can't answer that really. I can't answer that really. And Lawrence just like smacked and went, I don't know what you mean.
I can't talk to you about that.
Yeah. But, how did you know that, Martin? Yeah. I'd be very I mean, the only reason he'd go there is because it's local. And Lawrence Stroll probably pay him an absolute bucket load of money. Is he going to turn that car around that much? I mean, if one person can do it, it's him, innit? Let's be honest.
I mean, yeah, absolutely, Mark. And he's still all there, even though he's getting on a bit. He's at home. He's not uprooting anything.
No.
I mean, surely this is his last roll of the dice for the next 5-6 years. And if it's 5-6 years, I think that's plenty of time for him to get stuck into a car.
If he's given like full reign and like basically like, right, every decision is yours, you get that car, tell us what's wrong with the current car and get us up the grid, then yeah, it possibly could work. And then your Martin Cap will be coming back out.
I just think the shittest thing is that Lance Stroll is still there driving.
Oh, he's not going to win anything. Here's a question then. If Adrian Newey gets that car to be the fastest or the second fastest on the grid, will Lance Stroll win a race?
What, with Newey?
Yeah.
No.
Wow.
Because Newey's not a miracle worker. He's fucking good.
Clip that, please.
I totally agree.
He's good, but let's face it, he hasn't put a man on Mars yet.
And he can't drive a car around the track for 50 or 60 laps, can he himself? He can't design it, drive it, be the pit crew.
Yeah, he designed the car, he put on a fucking overall and a big, thick permanent marker and drew 2 eyebrows on there. And said, oh yeah, I'm Lance Stroll, yeah. And then just drove the car himself.
Will Alonso win a race with a Newey car?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Will he be there?
No hesitation on either of them questions, was there?
No.
I reckon Max might go there.
Wow.
What, Aston Martin?
I think he'll quit off Formula One.
You think he'll just quit?
Well, his girlfriend's getting a lot of shit in the media, isn't she, at the minute? I haven't read why or how, but he put a video out saying just enough's enough now, everyone. I don't know if she's done something or... I know her dad's obviously Nelson Piquet, allegedly racist. Allegedly. But yeah, Max doesn't give me the vibes that he's in it for long. He's got 3 championships.
He's always said he's not going to go for as long as most drivers do.
No. If Red Bull struggle again, and they both said, didn't they, Max and Perez, they probably ain't going to win a race back this year, unless they seriously change that car. I don't think he'll put up with a shit car for another season after this one. And if he loses a driver's title this year, he might walk away then.
Might have a hiatus. He's got enough money, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Anyway, should we get stuck in the race? How long have we got left in this episode, this first part?
Got 6 minutes turn.
Let's get stuck in then. I think one of the biggest things here is Lando Norris's poor start and Oscar Piastri and overtakes on the outside fucks over Lando Norris and allows Charles Leclerc to come through.
Did he fuck him over?
Yeah, he's a dick.
I just think these McLaren are fucking themselves over, to be honest. Really fucking up. I think Will Buxton made a good point on F1 channel that they are ruining it for themselves and they need to decide what they're going to do fast before they really do fuck it up.
A lot of other drivers have said this week the reason Ferrari won is because of McLaren.
Yeah, but there's many. It was almost like a domino effect from what I just said and then what happened in the race. Then they asked Oscar, do we pit? Do we not? Oscar said yes. Should he have done that? Don't think they should have done that. Would Lando have done that?
His tyres were dead. His tyres were dead. Piastri said, my left front has gone. And Lando even said on the radio, I don't know what I'm doing wrong, guys. My tyres are literally being chewed. That Ferrari got some upgrades because it was Monza. They always do it.
Yeah, they threw them all on, didn't they?
Sainz had a new engine and Leclerc didn't. But once he got in front, he said it made such a difference to his tyre life. He was able to nurse them. And you just knew what they were going to do.
That's the worrying thing.
But I don't think Piastri fucks Norris over. I thought it was a very aggressive but clean overtake.
Oh yeah, it was clean, but it was aggressive, and it went by papaya rules.
No, fuck off.
No.
But even no, because Zach Brown has said papaya rules are race hard, race clean. Just don't touch.
Pineapple.
Is that what papaya rules stands for? Is that
what does papaya rules stand for? If you just given away what papaya rules stands for, because nobody knows what papaya rules stands for.
No, he's not going to come out and say it, but he said this is effectively what it is. But he's also turned around and said, but he said, granted, what he did was clean. He said, but it was aggressive, and we are going to be talking to him about it. But it's like, I'm not being funny now, mate. You are going to fuck up Norris. That's the second time I've seen two McLaren boys on the podium, and neither of them look fucking happy.
No.
But we called this weeks ago.
We did.
Piastri hasn't fucked up Norris. McLaren has, because they should have let Norris win the other race, not swap them. I know Piastri's got his first win, but if they're serious about backing Lando, he's Max's main challenger, and they should have let him win that one. Let's be honest, they should have swapped him in this race as well.
There's 62 points between Lando and Max now. And had it been the other way, it would have been 52.
Yeah. I mean, McLaren, they don't care what order they're finishing. They got a second and third. They're now, 10 points behind Red Bull in the Constructors?
Yeah.
Because Norris got a fastest lap. Don't get me wrong, if they were first and second, they'd have been pretty much joint. But McLaren don't care. And I think, but really, they've now said, haven't they, that they're going to maybe consider team orders to help Norris.
Then they need to. They've got the constructors nailed on. No fucking doubt about that now. They've got that. So take your focus away from that. Start looking at having constructors and a world champion in the same year. Because let's face it, it ain't going to happen next year probably.
You never know when you're going to get it. When are you going to get this opportunity again? You never know.
60 odd points is a lot of points. However, if Red Bull are right in that they probably won't win another race, he ain't going to have a better opportunity. But have they already cost him it? Have they already cost him it?
No, if they bring in team orders, I think they can sort it out, but they need to fucking make a decision and they need to make it quick.
But you say that though, James. What if Norris gets a DNF?
Yeah, exactly.
It's gone. You'll always be thinking about these past 2 or 3 races. Always.
You're right, but like
Exactly.
you also said, when the
Exactly.
opportunity is there, you've got to fucking take it.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, we haven't even got off the first lap, and we've already got stuck right into McLaren. Mercedes team. I've got a feeling this is going to carry on after the break.
Definitely.
So we'll see you on the other side.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Hey, you. Yeah, you that's listening right now. Thanks very much for tuning into this episode of Straight to the Apex, the Formula 1 podcast from CookieCast. If you're enjoying this episode, why not like, share and subscribe? Whilst you're there, feel free to check out some of the other podcasts that CookieCast has to offer. If you like football, we've got a football podcast. NFL more your thing? Then the Laces Out podcast is for you. Maybe even a little bit of the wrestling. Just look for the Getting Over podcast on CookieCast. Maybe you want to listen to Andy's Darkest Timeline. It's there too. So, the F1 boys have probably got themselves a drink. It's time to get back to the action.
Hi. Welcome back. I'm down here now because I've kind of found a nice position in the chair, and I think it's quite good. I just look like a bobblehead now. So yeah, I like this position. I can also do like this. Anyway, this is episode 17, Straight to the Apex, Monza edition. If anybody noticed, eagle-eyed, that I was chewing to a side, no, I've not taken any Class A drugs. I've got asparagus stuck in my teeth. I'd just like to make that clear. McLaren. Let's go where we lifted off, if that's the phrase. Probably not. But anyway, I think they're fucking it up. I think they're really fucking it up. And Will Buxton made a very good point in his interview. We all know that Oscar Piastri is managed by Mr. Webber himself, who had his time over Multi-21 and all that shit.
Yep.
I wonder if he's had a word in Oscar's ear or had an influence on his contract where he is not to be the second driver and he's to be equally, what's the word?
Equal terms, equal machinery, equal chance. Yeah, I totally agree.
Which means that they could possibly, yes, Oscar can mathematically still win the Drivers' Championship. So they're holding out until he can and then going with Lando. But could then it be too late?
Yes.
Your views?
Yeah. I mean, drivers' standings now, I haven't got how many points Piastri is, but you've got...
I've gone.
Go on.
Do you want to go through it?
Go through.
We've got Max Verstappen on 303. We've got Lando Norris on 241. We've got Charles Leclerc on 217. And then we've got Oscar Piastri on 197.
So over 100 points behind.
He's over 100 points, just 106.
I'd be doing team orders.
100% because you've got a driver that's 60 behind. So why wouldn't you put all your eggs in that basket?
But is that why the reaction we've got? Is that why we're getting the reactions we're getting from Oscar Piastri?
Yeah.
And that's what I mean with that overtake. Wasn't necessary. Granted, you had a faster car that day. Didn't have to do it on the first lap. And not like that. If you'd have been a little bit closer, you would have fucked up both cars.
Yeah.
And that's why I think there needs to be a conversation had with... It's got to be the pair of them, because you do it with one of them, you singling them out. I mean, granted, it is just one of them, but it needs to be that car. Because they started off And it looked brilliant because I've always said, whoever's in second spreads out and blocks everyone behind them. And then
Which he
get a nice drag.
Which
And
he
they
did.
did all that. And then he got behind, he got the drag, I thought, fucking hell, they're doing it. And then all of a sudden he's like, nah, fuck you. It's like,
Yeah. Because Russell misjudged it and damaged his front wing. It's in Piastri because that they've ended well as well. Well done, Mr. Russell. I just think McLaren have dug themselves into a bit of a hole. I kind of think Piastri had every right to do what he did. But if McLaren are serious about backing Norris, they should have said to Piastri, right, you got by him, think of the team, think of Lando, just swap and get Lando that few extra points. There weren't many seconds between them, was it about 3 or 4?
No.
So
give Lando this year.
Yeah.
Go for the next one.
And if you get in the position Lando is next year, he'll do the same for you. But they should have done that weeks ago when we said.
And that's what I mean, Mark. They've dug their own hole.
Yeah, they have.
And they're a rod for their own back.
Exactly.
What beast have they created?
Well, we know Piastri's not happy because he's said it a few times as well that he hasn't got the same car as Norris. He thinks there's stuff going on. Whether there is or not, at the end of the day, your teammates, and you are equal teammates. It's not a case of he's number one, you're number two. Your teammates. But once it gets to a point of one of you is in contention, team orders comes in.
I mean, there's still a fair few races left. But, I mean, if Max suddenly gets a DNF, it's game on. But if Lando gets one, then you start to think, ugh, do you know, I just, maybe it's too close to start putting your eggs in that one basket, but you've got to back the faster horse. And at the minute, Lando Norris is closer to Max than anybody. So why wouldn't you back him until Norris maybe had the DNF and then say, look, Lando, we tried, maybe next year.
Yeah.
But I still think Max is too far ahead for the championship. I don't think he's going to lose it.
No, I'm still the opposite. I still think he can.
Because there was a post-race interview, Mark. You want to watch that. And if anybody's listening or watching, watch that. Because that really... I just don't think he's got that relationship and trust in his team to get him back. It's almost like they've changed something on the car because they've had to, and that's it. They're just going to hang on now. So it's just hang on till the end.
He's getting into his head, and I was going to say it a second ago, and I didn't because I didn't get the opportunity. But now that we're talking about Max, I can still bring it up because the closer we're getting, the more likely it is that it is going to boil down to the last race. And that is going to be in Max's head as well. Because if there's one thing Max wouldn't want is to lose the championship in the very last race, because that would be the fucking definition of irony.
If it was on a steward's mistake as well.
It would be full-blown poetic justice.
Michael Massey comes back for one more race.
Race director calls in.
The way it's going this season and the way it's going, Hamilton winning at Silverstone last year, Monza, Leclerc wins at Monza and Monaco. I mean, is it over for Red Bull? It looks like more increasingly it is throughout the season. The end of a dynasty.
Yep, definitely.
It could happen.
Yep.
Could happen.
It will happen.
It will happen. Right, well, as we carry on, we've talked about that Oscar Piastri's pass till the death. Hulkenberg smashing into cars, trying to pass. And then we have Sergio Perez had a tussle with Russell throughout the whole.
I've got a little note here. His radio call, Perez, George's wings hanging off. It's dangerous. Get him in the pit.
They both had it.
Oh
yeah.
Both fucking Max and Perez was both going on the radio about both
God.
Mercedes. It's like, forget them.
Pathetic.
Fucking focus on your own race.
Pathetic. But yeah, Russell
as well though. It's like I'm getting fed up of listening to all this. They're all on there trying to get fucking penalties for each other.
Russell has a tussle. I like it.
I like that, yeah.
That's a t-shirt. That right.
With Russell.
Yeah.
What else do I have? Lando Norris hits the pit mark.
Sonoda. Magnussen,
ban.
Wasn't very happy bunny, was he?
No, but when you're smashing into cars like that,
it's a little innocuous. Like Hulkenberg's was a proper smash. That put Sonoda out. It was on Gasly, wasn't it? Magnussen's. And
supposedly Gasly's backed him up.
Oh, has he? Well, good, it was a racing incident. But it's not just on that incident. You look at what he's got penalty points for in 12 months. I mean, the last one to get banned was Grosjean, and we all said he deserved it. So, kind of feel for Magnussen, but it's rules are rules, aren't they? If we got penalty points, we'd get a driving ban.
I mean, when he said, "Oh yeah, I'm not happy about it," it was like, "Well, I'm not being funny, mate. You knew you had 11 points."
Yeah, exactly. To calm it down. Yeah.
Calm it down. What else have I got? Ferrari strategy, really.
Yeah, Leclerc moaning about being pitted on lap 16. Why have you pitted me now?
And then hung it out all the way till the end.
Yep.
Yeah, I wonder if the Oscar could hold on. Could have held on.
Nah.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Did you... Monza's a bit of an odd track in the sense that there's quite a big straight, couple of chicanes, long straights, couple of like right-hand turns. But they say that the DRS doesn't really work at Monza because it's not really worth much. And as soon as you get within you need to be within 7 seconds of a car to feel that suction, and you're in the slipstream. But once you get within about 3 or 4, you just stall out. And I think when Piastri, with 10 laps to go, Piastri was behind Leclerc Leclerc had 11 seconds over Sainz, and then Piastri was behind him catching, what did I have? Piastri got Sainz on lap 45, and then he was 7 seconds behind Leclerc with a few laps to go. He was never going to catch it because his pace was fast, but then it stalled out when he got to Sainz. Got past Sainz quickly, and then you just knew, it's 5 seconds with 3 laps to go. He ain't going to make 5 seconds up. Not Monza. And Ferrari played a blinder. Absolute blinder with that car.
So do I. I completely agree.
So much fucking marbles on that fucking outlap as well.
Oh, they were flat. I mean, we've said it before, it looks a bit tacky and shit, doesn't it? All them marbles at the side of the track. Like, so you can see like it looks like black snow, and all you've got is a racing line. Looks a bit rubbish.
I know, but it was just when there was both of them. Well, sorry, Leclerc especially drove over all of it, and it's like, we've all learned from Russell.
That's true. Yeah, quickly pick it up. Quickly.
Get good fucking 2 kilos of that shit.
Yeah, I mean Ricciardo's penalties. What about that? Got a 5-second one. And then when he come in to serve it, the mechanic touched his front.
That was unfortunate. That was so sad.
You didn't see the mechanic's reaction when he did it.
So it's just
I've seen it so many times. He puts his hands on it, and then all of a sudden he's like,
it's just human nature, innit? He just kind of went in there and he was like, right, grab the wing. Oh no, what have I done? I think that was harsh because the rest of them didn't work on the car.
And
All he did was touch the wing. That's all he did. And they got a 10-second penalty.
FIA.
rules.
FIA.
Fuck the
Wow.
FIA.
He won it, Charles Leclerc, by
he?
2.6 seconds. Oscar second. Lando third. Carlos Sainz fourth. Lewis Hamilton fifth. Max Verstappen sixth. George Russell seventh. Sergio Perez eighth. Do I say Albon ninth. K-Mag 10th.
Even with a penalty, hung on to 10th. Even with a penalty.
Madman.
Also, Albon calling the team out a bit this weekend, wasn't he? Make your mind up. What am I doing? And then having like a bit of a dig at them and, oh, you can't make your mind up. This strategy's crap. Blah, blah, blah. Getting very angry.
Chill.
He got ninth. For Williams, pretty good weekend.
How was his engineer on the radio? Like, do you want to go to Sergeant? Don't be a dick.
Well, that is all I have on Monza this year. And it was lovely to see the crowd at the end there. Was it?
Tifosi.
Tifosi. In good voice, probably, yes, the best podium in F1. Yeah, loved it. Me. Great that. Really enjoyed it. What about you guys? What did you think?
I always like everyone likes Monza, and yeah, the podium, the atmosphere, it's something else.
We've had better races. I think there was parts of the race that were good. I think other parts of it were not so good. But I think it was a decent race. We've had more boring races, definitely.
We've had that a couple times this season, though. The exciting races that we all look forward to, and then you got to them and it's just like, it was all right.
Yeah. Like I say, I think Ferrari always put all their eggs in the Monza basket, don't they? They were always coming with an upgrade. They didn't really announce it. Bolted the upgrade on. I mean, quali, you called it, Tony. They weren't really anywhere. They were 4th and 5th. And then they looked after the tyres better. But you just knew, as soon as the rest of them pitted, you just knew Ferrari are going to hang this. But I was thinking, are they going to do a Russell and get disqualified? But they must have known they was going to do a 1 and just not told anybody.
There was a plan A and B, wasn't it? And then it all hung on Oscar hitting on 39.
Yeah.
And they did say to Oscar on the radio, can we do a 1-stop? And like you said, Mark, he went, my fronts are dead. No. And they're like, well, fair dues then.
Yeah.
And then that Ferrari must have been absolutely rubbing their hands. Been like, yes, we've got him.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Yeah.
Ride it out.
Yeah.
Because 24 seconds, 13 laps to make 24 seconds. I mean, when you look at it like that, Monza, really?
Yeah.
Really?
And it's not like he was on soft tyres and Leclerc was on very used hards.
Yeah.
No. But the commentator, I think it was Martin, who turned around and went, he is lapping about a second faster than Leclerc. He said he is going a second faster. He said, but because of how many laps left, he needs another half a second on top of that.
Yeah.
And it's like, it ain't fucking happening.
No.
But like Hamilton at Silverstone, the last 3 laps just went like that.
Yeah.
Well, there was fucking 10 before that.
Mm.
Could he have held on? Because the pack behind him were hanging on anyway. So, but then it's like you said, Mark, and I've read since, like, McLaren's front degradation is terrible.
Front left was chewed up.
Yeah.
You'd have probably ended up with both of them fucking having a DNF.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd rather take second and a third.
But then Norris got fastest lap anyway, and I mean Max was nailed on for that because they bolted some softs on to get fastest lap, and then Norris was just like, no, mate. But then Hamilton was able to. He nearly got fastest lap, and Norris pipped in. So Mark had some pace in there randomly.
Hamilton had it, didn't he?
Yeah.
It was on either the second to last lap or the last lap, and he said on the radio, "Have I still got the fastest lap?" And they went, "Yeah." And he went, "Do you think I should go for it again?" And they went, "No, you'll be all right."
And
Norris
Norris
pipped him by a tenth of a second, if that.
Yeah.
Just such a small amount he pipped him by, and it's just like, yeah.
I mean,
Charles Leclerc's time was the second quickest. Was it the second fastest ever F1 race?
yeah, because they were talking about that, weren't they? They were saying the speed they were going, which is why McLaren chewed their tyres up. I think Lewis said it after the race. The speed that the McLarens went off at, they all knew it wouldn't be a one-stop for them. And they all knew that the pace, normally there's a bit of managing the pace, where the McLarens just absolutely went for it. And I think the quickest ever Grand Prix is 1 hour 40 in it, so they weren't far off getting the record.
By Michael.
But that was it, and it's like you just said. Every week, really, McLaren. I mean, they made the comment of Norris, whenever he's been on pole, has never maintained that lead in the first lap, and he hasn't. But that's because they normally start off with a little bit of a nurse, and then about 3 or 4 laps in, they pick up the pace, and then they're off, and they're going by you, and goodbye Sienna. But yeah, they just went too hard.
They did.
Have let them race. They should have just said, "Look, get through the like we said, like I said, fan out, block out that 1-2. As soon as you've got that blocked, get through that first turn, go behind each other, get that toe, get a good lead, and then after that, do what the fuck you want."
Yeah. Where could the team to get a gap? Yeah, you're right.
But then if there was team orders,
Mm.
Oscar could have completely barriered off second, and Lando could have just gone. I do believe. Yeah, God, that's going to live forever now.
Yeah.
Honest.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. So yeah, Monza. Another season. Predictions. How did we all do?
I did all right.
I don't know. I gave up.
You did all right. Mark didn't.
Nope.
Might have got second somewhere. Russell coming in third had me worried for a minute. And then halfway through the race, I just remember my comments saying, nah, Ferrari won't get in the top 3. Or both of them won't get in the top 3.
So, Mark, you had 30 points. You had Norris for the win, Max, and then Hamilton. So, yeah, you still got 30 points. Tony, you had 26 points. You went Norris for the win, Piastri second, Sainz third for the Bants. So you've left with 28 points.
Hallelujah. Some ground, mate.
I know, right? I had 30. I went with Norris for the win, Piastri for second, and Max third. So I now have 32 points.
Wow.
For the ladies, Charlie had Norris, Hamilton, Piastri, which actually looked like a pretty good prediction. Turned into absolute jack shit for her, so she's still on 9 points. She's the fucking guru. She knows more about fucking F1 than the three of us combined. As in, you can say to her, right, tell me every F1 fucking championship winner since 1997, and she'll do it. She's like fucking Rain Man.
Scores
But she-
don't back that up, do they?
No,
Fucking-
but she can't fucking predict the top three to save her fucking life. Hi, Charlie. Phew. Beth, or the FIA, had 26 points, went Norris, Leclerc, Piastri, still has 26 points. And that is the current standings.
Wow. Big changes, to be honest. Small margins, but big changes.
Aye.
We're close. We are like James on 32, me on 30, Tony on 28, Beth on 26.
I mean, I'd be
All
interested
to
to
play
know
for.
what the points were last year at this time. I feel like we've just picked up fuck all. I feel like we were on like 40, 50 points.
I'll tell you. The season 2. What race are we on? Race 16. I mean, let's be
Monza.
honest. We have missed a race this year because we're idiots.
Oh, yeah.
So the race 17 last year was the Italian Grand Prix. So the race 16 last year was the Dutch Grand Prix. I was on 37.
Yeah.
James was on 39. And Tony was on 42.
Bloody hell.
We are in such...
Yeah, but I'm not being funny. This is Red Bull's fault.
Yeah.
Well,
Every race last year was like Max for the win, Max for the win, Max. So it was all getting fucking 3 points guaranteed. This year we spent 5 races going, yeah, Max for the win.
I mean,
And then-
for Charlie, she had 12 last year at this point. So she's actually she's doing worse as well.
Yeah, and she won't pick Max.
No,
Just to be awkward.
no.
Fuck
So
my life.
Difficult.
Baku then turn your first.
Baku. Fuck yeah, it is me first. I ain't got a fucking Scooby. I ain't got a fucking Scooby. I thought about it, but then just thrown it away. Unlike last week where I had 3 choices of fucking picks. I ain't got a fucking clue.
Come on, 3
All I can
names.
think of.
3 names.
I think it's got to be Norris for the win. And I feel like
How the
Charles Leclerc second. You know. And I'll probably go Lewis Hamilton third. I don't fucking know.
right? I didn't get one of them because I was too busy looking at Charlie's prediction and thinking, what the fuck?
I said
Norris,
Max
Leclerc, Norris, Leclerc, Hamilton. That was his.
That were my picks. He's lying. Reel it back.
Who would you like to go next?
I have Beth's, by the way.
Go on then.
She's gone Lewis for the win. Lando second, Oscar third. Interesting. Mark, you go next.
I've gone Norris for the win. I've gone Carlos for banter. Second.
For banter.
And I've gone Max down to third.
Wow. He's still hanging on to that Red Bull.
He's still hanging on. Still sneaking one.
Yep, just like Horner is still clinging on to
Allegedly.
those young girls
Allegedly.
in pit box.
Allegedly.
Hey, you got WhatsApp? Dear, you got Snapchat? Can you send me some pics? I won't do anything. I'm a married man. Have you seen the Spice Girls? Oh.
That was Preston Road.
Go
on,
on,
that.
show your tits.
Please, for the love of God, clip that.
Give us your picks, please. Please.
Stop now. What is in that drink? Fuck's sake.
He had the shot last week.
Show us your picks, Mush. Show us your picks.
Yeah. Go on, love.
Do it.
I went Norris for the win.
Filthy.
Leclerc second.
Oh, go on then.
Third.
Oh?
Piastri third. And annoyingly, I've just written down Charlie's predictions. She has also gone Norris for the win.
Oh, we've all got that wrong then.
And Piastri third.
Who was second for Charlie?
Leclerc.
Oh, fuck me.
Stay! So, I'm fucked.
Well, they're in.
Well,
Yeah, I'm in.
I don't know what to say after that. I'm actually a little bit gutted now. Maybe Charlie should give her picks first, and then we can all go from there.
Yeah, we just don't do any of them three.
Well, James's lead is only lasting a week because she's got the same picks as Charlie, so that's it.
And I have pretty much as well. Fuck.
I'll probably get no points this week, and you guys will probably get full points.
I don't know. Carlos hasn't done much recently.
Nah. Well, he had a birthday at weekend, so I'm backing him.
Pecked him up a bit, maybe. Pecked him up a bit.
Exactly.
Well, I don't think there's anything else to add.
No.
I don't know if anyone's got anything else. It's getting tasty. It's gonna be close.
I mean, it's not F1 related, but this could be my last podcast due to me running the Great North Run on Sunday. So I might be dead.
It could be my last podcast as well, so I wouldn't worry about it, mate.
Well, what's happening to you?
Well, after that expletives earlier, then he needs to be fucking banned for life.
For the dirty man voice, yeah, that's true.
Well, good luck in the Great North Run.
Thanks.
Who are you rooting for?
MMDA Association for Rob Burrow.
Yeah.
So Rob Burrow, Craig Escree, obviously, who's a Rovers fan, who unfortunately has got the condition, and anyone else out there who suffers with this awful disease. But me and the wife will be both wearing our Rob Burrow jerseys, and we'll be running around the streets of Newcastle.
And it's Sunday.
Sunday on the BBC at 10 o'clock. We'll be nowhere near the front, so you won't see us on telly.
Are you going to run together?
We'll start together.
Very well put. Very well put.
You got a link or anything?
I have, yeah. Yeah, I have got a link.
Andy,
Get
the link.
I'll get it shared.
Sure, Andy, get it on Spotify and everything else like that for a couple of cheeky donations from
Yeah, to be fair, we're right near our total as well. We said 500 quid, and I think we're about 40 quid off. So yeah, any donations would be greatly appreciated by the listeners or anyone. So thank you.
Good, absolutely. Well, that's about it for another episode. Tune in a couple of weeks' time. See if Mark survives. See if James survives. I'll probably still be here as well, to be honest.
You'll be here on your own next one.
Aye. Well, that's it. Thank you, CookieCast. Andy, till next time, like, share, subscribe. Thanks, boys.
Bye-bye.
Ta-da!
Bye.
So there you go. What do you think of that? Another good one, I'm sure you'll agree. Big thank you for watching. Big thank you for listening. Big thank you for tuning in, however you get the podcast. Before you go, obviously there are the options to help the podcast out by clicking the like button, share the podcast around, subscribe if you haven't already. That way you find out when new episodes are available. Leave a review. That's a good one. Leave a review. Tell other people what you think of the podcast. And check out the website, thecookiecast.com. There we've got social media links and an email button. That way you can get in touch with these guys. Say, hey, love what you're doing. That is it for this one. Till next time, I'm going to say bye, and I'll see you then.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening to Cookie Cast.